So I just went for a walk to do some landscape photography, but I found something cool here. It's a dead mouse on the path. It's a little bit disturbing, but there are a lot of beetles eating at it. There even seem to be beetles crawling in and out of the mouse's back end. The biology of these beetles is very interesting. They're interacting in unusual ways. They don't seem to be just picking apart the mouse or eating it. They also seem to be interfering with each other, or I'm not really sure what they're doing, but the beetles, they also seem to be crowding each other as they're decomposing this mouse. Of course, they're flies too, but I've seen these red beetles before in the park. And unfortunately, by the way, I don't have my macro lens, but I do have an 85mm lens that has not the greatest close focusing distance, but I tried to give you a picture of how this looks. I took it in 4K, so I zoomed in a little bit. You can really see what they're working at this mouse. It's just very interesting how they interact. The beetles are interacting. It gives you a glimpse. These types of situations give you a glimpse into the life cycle of these creatures that you might not see otherwise. Typically, I've only seen one or two just crawling the path, but it seems like these orange back beetles with this interesting pattern on their back, they see, there they go again. They're like, they almost seem to be fighting or something. I'm not sure what they're doing, but these beetles seem to be the decomposers of this park. You wonder why you never see any dead animals in a park like this. There's life and death happening all the time. This is such an efficient system. As soon as something dies, these beetles must go at it. I don't know if they decompose everything, but they must go after any dead mammals in the park. They're crazy. Now, the smaller things like grasshoppers, I think mostly ants take care of those, but I'm guessing that dead mammals are really efficiently converted back into, soil and stuff by these beetles, and of course other organisms too. But it's very interesting because this is the first time I've seen beetles like this. I didn't really know what their function was, what their niche was, but this really gives you an idea. Look, there they go again. They're like fighting or something. I don't know, but it's a really fascinating piece of biology to watch these beetles decompose this mouse, because it just shows you how interconnected life is. It's just very interesting. So unfortunately, like I said, I don't have my macro lens with me. Otherwise, I would give you a real close-up view of it. Maybe you don't even want a real close-up view of it. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this video. It's just crazy how, look at, they're crawling right into that mouse's back end. It's just a crazy system. I wonder how this mouse died, by the way. It's interesting, and maybe raptors would take the mouse. There are a lot of raptors around here, but if a raptor killed it, it would have been eaten, I guess. So maybe it died of just died of old age. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this little piece of biology, decomposition biology. This is so fascinating. When you go out so often, you always encounter these really awesome scenes, and it really gives you an appreciation for how life and death occurs on these harsh Canadian slopes.